नफरत के बाजार में मोहब्बत की दुकान. That is the best way I can say it, which is that it is felt most strongly by the Muslim community, okay, because it is done most directly to them. But in fact, it is being done to all minorities. I can guarantee you that the same way you are feeling attacked, I can guarantee you my Sikh brothers are feeling the same thing. This happens periodically in India. What is happening, for example, to the Muslim community in India today happened to the Dalit community in the 80s. If you went to UP in the 80s, the Dalit community, what is happening with the Muslims was happening with the Dalits there. So periodically this type of stuff happens and we have to challenge it, we have to fight it, and we have to fight it with affection. You know, I think the Parliament House, these are distractions. The real issues in India are unemployment, price rise, spread of anger and hatred, a crumbling education system, price of education, price of healthcare. These are the real issues. BJP can't really discuss them, so then they have to do the whole scepter thing, you know, lying down and doing all that. So, aren't you happy I'm not lying down?
All right. Pallavi, we just played out for our audiences some of Gandhi's comments. I just want to understand, could you explain to our audiences why for a political leader the connection with the Indian diaspora is so important? And then could you also tell us this sentiment that the BJP has in the recent years gained ground among overseas Indians? Do experts agree that that is correct?
See, Tora, we also have to understand why it becomes important for a political party to address people of Indian origin abroad. I mean, that's something which RSS and the BJP has really mastered, and they have a very strong and formidable membership over there. It also helps in building up a global perception about any politicians, and this is something which the Prime Minister has used also because of our foreign policies or about our various schemes and so on and so forth. Right. Congress party also wants to do that. It also wants to play the same game which the BJP is playing, and he's using these platforms increasingly. I mean, in the last 1 or 2 years, if you've noticed, and even now, he's going to use this platform effectively because it gets a lot of traction. According to a Congress party, they use alternate media to reach out to the people, and many of the people who are sitting there obviously have families back home, so he's trying to address that particular people as well. But this is a very tricky situation because this question is also asked that when you go abroad, as you know, he's no longer a member of parliament, but as a politician of the national party, doesn't he also represent his country? And how fair is it that he takes personal pot shots at the Prime Minister and, says there's lack of democracy? Because those who are our political opponents abroad will certainly get emboldened. And there has been a precedence in a couple of times. If, for example, Pakistan has used Rahul Gandhi's quotes to make the point how Indians have been targeted in our country. Today, Rahul Gandhi's point on the Muslim minorities, I think, is something which is going to be used possibly by the Pakistan at some point of time to say that, look, this is exactly what we have been saying, that the minorities in our country have been targeted by him, by this government. And therefore, it emboldens our political opponents abroad. That is where the criticism comes in of his trips abroad as well as also of the Congress.
Pallavi, can you now take us behind the scenes and tell us, earlier this year, statements that Rahul Gandhi made in Cambridge University garnered quite a bit of controversy. We know the Prime Minister also brought them up in some of his speeches. Behind the scenes, was there at all a re-evaluation within the Congress that there needs to be a different strategy towards the comments?
I don't think there is. I mean, frankly speaking, if there really was, and perhaps he wouldn't have said what he said today. I mean, again, you saw, there was a particular point where he mentioned that the Prime Minister thinks he's God, and if God was sitting next to him, he would have explained the universe to him, and God would have wondered what is it that I have created. I don't think there's a reaching. I think the Congress has now decided to brazen it out. They've decided that, okay, we are also going to give it back.
Okay, Pallavi, do